Coming up on Sporting Dog Adventures, I get the privilege to hunt with true American heroes that were wounded protecting the rights and privileges we are afforded in this great country. You'll get to hear their stories while we were out in the fields of South Dakota for the opener of pheasant hunting.
What happened was IED went off just to the left and to the rear of my vehicle, and it was all downhill from there.
Sporting Dog Adventures, run boy run. Everything you need is here under the sun. Everything you need is here under the sun.
Welcome to the Sporting Dog Adventures channel. Please like our video and subscribe so you catch our 3 new videos weekly. On this week's show, I packed up the gear and the dogs and headed off to Grand Seal Lodge in Plankington, South Dakota. I learned about the Wounded Warriors in Action Foundation and had the great honor to spend some time in the field pheasant hunting with these heroes. It was the opener of pheasant hunting, and we started out with a hearty breakfast. Before we headed out with the heroes, I spent some time with the founder of Wounded Warriors in Action, John McDaniel, and lodge owner Brad Boyson. Brad, I know you're a generous person, not evident by putting this event on. Can you explain what motivated you to get involved?
Well, my dad was raised in this part of the country. I was raised in southeastern Minnesota, but it was always a tradition to come out for the pheasant opener every year, and I know how much that meant to me growing up. And we eventually made a decision to move out to my dad's home area and build this hunting destination. We decided that it was time for us to give something back. And both Julie and I feel very, very strongly about the sacrifices that our soldiers are asked to make, as well as their families. But I would encourage anybody in any way, big, medium, or small, to please consider our heroes and our veterans, and in any way they possibly can contribute to do it. These are tough economic times, I realize that, but these guys need help.
And that's what people need to realize. There's so many ways you can give, especially to these guys that have given so much to us. For this part of the hunt, I had my dog Rommel and a Nova Scotia duck-tolling retriever named Cruz. It is always fun to have 2 different breeds working together as a team in front of you in the field. Rommel's right up to our right on the outside edge.
Here it is, Rooster.
Nice shot. Boy, I can't even get my gun up. Come here, Cruz. Cruz, come here. Oh, you got a mouthful of feathers, buddy?
Well done, Bradley.
Shot, Brad.
No feathers left, it was a straight over.
Rommel, here, yeah. Rommel got hot, and I thought he was screwing around. I didn't want him to go back through the fence because it's barbed wire, and that big rooster came up right there. Here. Here. Come on. Here. Here. He's wet. It went in the water. Dog's wet. Hold. Hold. Fetch it up. Hey, finish it off on national TV. Come here. It was enjoyable to be out in the field with Brad and John. I started to get a sense of what the foundation was about and the mission they accomplished by using the outdoors to help the soldiers that have given so much.
Some of the things I see, they get here and they're a little reserved, and then by the end of the event, with the friendships and the bonds that they make with the other warriors, there's a change in them. I always call it the magic. I don't know how else to describe it, but I call it a bit of a magic. And I think it's just the dynamics. It's the group dynamics. It's the fact that people care about them and that we're providing them an opportunity they would otherwise never have. And they're among brothers, they share a common bond. They've been in combat, they were wounded, and now they're back in America. And I see that in a lot of them, just the joy of reconnecting back to their country and this beautiful land. The beavers are such good engineers. Look at what they've done. They've taken the corn stalks here and turned it into a beaver dam.
That is really cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. After getting a sense of what the foundation was about, I couldn't wait to hunt over Brad's Brock Francais pointers and be with some of the heroes out in the field. We will bring you their stories when we come back.
Hi, my name is Buck Daniels from Daniels Creek Kennels, and today's tip of the week, we're going to talk about backing or honoring. All that simply means is when you have two dogs in the field, one dog goes on point, the other dog comes in, sees it, stops and points that dog so he does not interfere with what's going on in front of that dog. When I'm teaching a young dog to back, I like to use a little bit of element of surprise, where I can take the pointing dog, set him over here around the corner, bring the backing dog in. As soon as he sees that dog, I can give a slight tug on the rope, tell him whoa, and so he understands that I want him to stop every time he sees a dog that's pointing. We have our pointing dog on point around the corner. We're going to take the backing dog, we're going to walk him around the corner. As soon as he sees that pointing dog, we're going to give a little tug on the rope and just repeat the word whoa. And he should stop and honor that dog on point. Here we go. Whoa, whoa. 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 Come back to him, give him a little praise, let him know he did everything right. Whoa. Whoa, good boy. Good boy. Take him by the collar, pull him out, and repeat the drill. Remember, when you're teaching backing, keep it fun, keep it enjoyable. That's your tip of the week. Let's get back to the hunt.
That is some beautiful dogs.
Before hitting the field, we sat down with founder of Wounded Warriors in Action, John McDaniel. He told us a little bit more about the organization and the mission that they strive for.
You know, all our heroes are those that have earned the Purple Heart for having been wounded in combat. And we just take them hunting and fishing. It's a vehicle for us to help them heal in many ways. Our name, Wounded Warriors in Action, that in action part, is because the Purple Heart citation says for wounds received in action. But those are just mostly a lot of visible wounds. There are wounds, you know, that are not visible, obviously, with the post-traumatic stress syndrome and some of the baggage that they're carrying around with them. But this kind of an event here provides us a perfect opportunity to help peel back some of that and to have them talk about their experiences, and they always do.
It always amazes me how powerful the outdoors can be in helping people escape the trials and tribulations of everyday life. It didn't take long having these heroes out in the field until they started to share their experiences with me. Nice shot.
On May 24th, 2004, we took 26 mortars on our little fob Kalsu. And as the first two hit, we actually thought they were outgoing. Third one hit, we realized that they were dialed in and they were walking them right down our little road. At that time, we were fresh in Iraq, so our first instinct was to get into our shelter, get our weapons, and we didn't know if we were getting overran or anything like that. So on my way to the tent, 15 feet away from me, a mortar hit. Got sprayed by shrapnel, got sent flying through the air about 10 to 15 feet in my buddy's head. Fell back, hit my head, got knocked unconscious, tore disc in my lower back. Next thing I know, I'm waking up and mortar's still raining down. That's about it for my Purple Heart. So.
I think that's a lot.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for your service.
Oh, I appreciate it. I'm just glad that I can, although gingerly walk, but I can still walk.
We're locked up here. Come on up, Ryan. I want to see you knock this one out of the sky.
Yeah, hopefully they flush it.
Look at them all.
You're welcome.
Good shot. Wow, we hit that one, boys. That's all you need.
Yeah, well, I wanted to get both of them. But...
Nice, man.
What happened was IED went off just to the left and to the rear of my vehicle, and it was all downhill from there. I mean, I was out a little bit, and I woke up and I was like, what the hell happened? And I've had 10 shoulder surgeries on the right shoulder, one on the left, numerous procedures to my back and my neck and all this stuff. But, it could always be worse. And I just look at it as, a second chance and make the most of it and, be thankful that I'm still alive, because any day above ground is better than a day below ground.
And that's why this group's so important. So if you guys can get a chance, check out Wounded Warriors in Action. They take these guys out. They give them this opportunity to go on hunts of a lifetime. They need your support. Stay tuned for more high-flying adventures after this. Welcome back to Sporting Dog Adventures. I'm here with Erica Speaker, and we're having a great hunt out in South Dakota. We harvested some really nice pheasants, and Erica, you're going to help us with a jalapeno cheddar popper appetizer.
Yes, I am. Well, first, we got to make sure that our pheasant is clean and clear of any shot from the hunt. You got to make sure you get all the fat taken off of it.
We got it deboned.
And then you want to thinly slice it.
And why are we doing that?
Because we want them to fit inside the jalapenos. We don't want them to kind of barrel over.
Now we're going to cook it for probably about 15 minutes or so once we have our finished product. Now we got some hot jalapenos. I love hot food. So why don't you grab a jalapeno and half one of those.
The idea here is to make sure you get it nice and clean. You don't want any seeds in there.
Next, we gotta get our cheese.
Yeah.
Now what kind of cheese did we decide on?
Smoky cheddar, it's mild. It's not going to take anything away from those jalapenos, right?
Correct. So we can get that set, cut up some blocks, show people about how thick. We're going to thin cut
Pretty
cheese.
thin.
And we're going to go with one of these pieces in each of the jalapenos.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to put our pheasant, another piece on top of the cheese here. Now we have to wrap it in bacon because everything tastes great in bacon.
And you want to use a little bit of thicker bacon because then it won't fall apart. Just wrap it around here.
And we got a toothpick here to secure it.
Yep, make sure you go on a diagonal so it gets both ends.
Too bad we gotta wait 15 whole minutes for this to cook.
Nice and sturdy there.
Right, now we put them onto the grill. And grab some more and make some more up. And pretty soon we'll be eating our jalapeno cheddar
Yes,
poppers.
can't wait.
Do they look done?
Yes, they do, Jeff. They certainly do.
All right, well, we'll get these off. And again, you can see all the nice even cooks. We were turning them over a lot. And it was about 16 minutes, I think, is how long we had them on there. Which one are you gonna try?
I'm gonna go with this one.
You can go with that one. All right, we'll go with this one here. Don't eat the toothpick.
I would say, remember to take out the toothpick here.
And
That's really good.
it's awesome. If you want a really cool recipe, pheasant, cheddar, jalapeno peppers. Easy to make. You make them on your grill. The whole family will love them. Our hunt with our heroes continued, and I heard more truly amazing stories.
24 years old. I'm currently a college student at Northern Michigan University. Still serving with the National Guard. You know, we had multiple IED incidents and ambushes and whatnot like that. It was just where we were and where we operated. And it was, I don't know, we had a lot of guys that ended up getting like TBI and head injuries, and it's just what came with the job, you know?
Well, you did a heck of a job serving the country. You're still serving.
Yes, I'm still serving. My mom's actually gonna be coming back from Afghanistan within a couple of weeks. This is her third deployment.
Nice shooting, guys. We continue to knock down birds over some great dog work. I know all the guys enjoyed watching and hunting over the Brock Francais pointers. Both the dogs and soldiers worked as a successful team in the field.
I joined right after high school in 1984 and spent several years in, and finally decided that if I was ever going to get married, I needed to get out for a while. And so I did. I got out, and then 9/11 happened, and so when that happened, I signed up again. I was covering for a couple guys. They dropped some mortars. One hit close to where I was at and it threw me into a truck. While I was on the ground, a couple guys jumped on me and we fought. I was able to overcome that situation, and several hours later, they evac me out and spent 2 years in the hospital. That's basically what happened as far as why I have the Purple Heart.
sounds like it's well deserved. Now you're here. We got this great group. We got some birds to shoot. You're 3 for 3. Let's go light them up.
Yes, sir. 4 for 4. Yeah!
Good boy. Good job. Is that you?
Yeah.
Brother, good job, man.
It was truly amazing to see the magic that founder John McDaniel spoke of in these guys while they were in the field. That leads us to a humorous part of the hunt where the shooting wasn't quite magic in its own right. You know what? It's not all about getting them. That was a lot of fun just seeing. Everyone emptied their gun. We didn't get them. Can't beat it though. This is great. South Dakota. Wounded warriors in action. Hey, welcome back to the show. John, can you give us some information, one for the wounded heroes that could go and benefit from these trips, and also for people on how to give?
There's a corner on the website for the heroes where they can log on and they put in a little information about themselves and what their preferences are. And then we try to match their preferences with their date of application. That's how they get involved. But how can the American sportsman get involved? The sportsman can reach out to us and say, hey, I have a little tract of land, I have a boat. And so that's a great way because that helps us grow. That gives us the depth of our opportunities. Everything from hunting elk out in Washington to pheasants here in South Dakota or fishing down in Florida. And it's all because of the American sportsman having come out and said, I want to help.
Yeah!
These events are at zero cost to the heroes. And it costs about $2,000 a head to get a guy flown in from wherever he or she is to one of our events. And that's all lodging, that's airfare, that's licenses, all of that covered. So people can donate through our website. They can go onto the website and donate that way as well. They can connect us with heroes. This is another way. If you know a combat wounded hero, get them in contact with us. Have them go to the website, fill out an application, and we're rolling.
When you look at charitable giving, I know Ray Kelly did this print for us, but actually it's original back here with colored pencil.
Isn't that beautiful?
That is awesome, and that is something that you guys are going to be able to use and do fundraising.
Yep.
Just little things like that where someone has a talent that can help out the organization and lead to getting some of these heroes out in the field.
Absolutely, and it's only limited to your imagination. And here, here's Ray Kelly, who's a tremendous artist. He shows up at the Grand Seattle Lodge, pulls me aside, and he says, not long ago I was in a fairly horrific car accident, and this print is the only thing in his car that didn't get damaged. And he said, I want you to have this because it means so much to me. And he said, use it in any way you can. And so, we're going to auction it off, and those proceeds will go to support the foundation, and hopefully we can put a couple more heroes in the wood line.
I know there's a lot of people out there helping. You've told me about people that have volunteered their time to all the way to where Brad's volunteered his lodge and taken the opening weekend of pheasant season and put us up here. And it's a great way for us to give back, and it's going to be a great way for us to, I guess, through the camera, show people these guys and their stories, but more show them the healing of these guys being out in the field and enjoying themselves. This trip really touched my heart and made me appreciate what our soldiers have done and still do for us in this country. Through their sacrifice and service, they provide us with the freedoms we sometimes take for granted. I know I'll always remember this hunt for the great dog work in the field, the experience of watching the magic John McDaniel described, and the impact of the soldiers' stories. Please visit www.iaf.org to find out how you can become involved. Next week on Sporting Dog Adventures, we take the dogs to North Dakota on a snow goose hunt with Scott Butts of Real Wings Decoys. It's the tail end of the spring migration and my first hunt for snow geese in the field.
Man, the migration is on. They are all over.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Hadel's Game Calls. Circle the wagons.
I would like to say something to the host, as I think hosts are, they host the shows, not shoot birds.
Everything you need is here